time for the Loco Sports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Araj.
She dance like a little Egypt. She works down at the snake farm. It just
there we go.
Well, woman I love is the name Ramona.
There it is.
She kind of looks like Tempest Storm. She can dance like a little Egypt. She works down at the snake farm. It just seems nasty.
Snake Farm.
Finally got to do it, boys. We finally got to open with Snake Farm.
About damn time we did it, man. I've been waiting for that this year. Golly.
I'll tell you what that's all about in due time. But this is the Loco Sports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, Max Araj. If you're not in on the inside jokes, USCB baseball got a dub today, so we get to play Snake Farm. That goes back way back to like the early 2010s when we stole it from Embry Riddle, kind of, because that was kind of their mantra going to the NAIA World Series one year, and we kind of ripped it. But the thing is, I already knew and loved that song before it became a USCB baseball thing, because Ray Wiley is my guy. That's one of my guys. So it's got a lot of history with us. But tell us, boys, about why we're playing Snake Farm tonight.
Sand Sharks got it done finally, and I'll tell you what, I got worried way too many times. I got worried in the ninth inning when they had a 3-run lead. I was terrified that it was gonna. No joke. I had a bad feeling. I had a bad feeling that ninth inning. But Sixta locked in, and he was able to. It didn't start off well. It was a base hit to start the inning. I was like, oh boy, and then got a couple of flyouts, and then struck out the last batter. So, great win for USCB. The offense showed up big time, and you wish you could have seen it in conference play, but at the same time, it's good to get in the win column, and you never know. There's still obviously you still play Claflin. That's a series you got to win all three against, because that's a team you should sweep. If you sweep them, you just got to find a way. If you're in it against Aiken, if you're at least within 3 games the last week of the season, you have a chance. So. Right. That's all you want at this point. So, just gotta win the ones in front of you. Lander, hopefully, it's certainly not easy on the road against a team like that. But hey, you can't doubt them. Because how close they've been. Now it's just a matter of maybe they'll find a pitching now. Maybe a win like this can get them over that proverbial point.
Well, in reality, you only need a couple of guys to figure it out, and that you can trust, and then you can get out of those situations without the snowball going too far downhill. I think they're closer to figuring it out than not. I still think the record's deceiving. They've had so many leads that they've let slip away. What would their Pythagorean be, Wes? Their Pythagorean win
percentage probably be higher than the actual win percentage.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Yeah. I also don't mess with snakes. Oh, they made the comments bigger when we click them up. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look at this. I like it. It's intrusive, and I like it. Kevin gets to be intrusive now. But this is the Loco Sports Lowdown. We're talking USCB baseball at the outset here. USCB softball also sweeping Edward Waters today, 6-4 and 3-2, couple of good games. And we are efforting some high school scores. I do know that we had a big baseball showdown. We had a lot of baseball games that were postponed last night, and I suspect many of them were being played tonight. I saw that May River put it on Bluffton tonight, 15-2 on the baseball game that we might be a good matchup, but not tonight. Bobcats had a tough time throwing strikes, let it get away in a big inning. The bullpen did. I think they ended up issuing 11 walks, and it was too many. So 12 free bases is really hard against a good team. they'll make you pay for that. And that's the issue my Canes are having at the moment is we just don't have a developed pitcher yet. We have developing pitchers, but they're not there yet. And just walking too many people, they'll drive you crazy. As a A squared plus B squared equals intrusive. That's Pythagorean, downright Pythagorean. How are you boys doing today? What'd you get into today?
Well, you know where I was? I was at the hey, and by the way, it wasn't just baseball that picked
Right.
up a dub. Softball got two. Softball got two of them.
Two
Like both
scoops.
against Edward Waters as well.
Those 3 scoops in
Yeah.
total.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, yeah, 2 for softball and 1 for baseball.
Yeah. Outstanding. You were on the call for something today?
For baseball, yeah.
Outstanding. Good
Yep.
stuff. Glad to hear you're back calling games.
Yeah, first game back in a while, so it's
Yeah.
nice to. Yep.
Good stuff. And Maxie, what did you get into today?
Not much. I mean, we're in the middle of the rec baseball season. Since that started, it's been pretty busy. Just watching some of the young and future talent in the Low Country for the last couple of weeks or so. Just staying focused with that, as well as trying to get this Hardyville baseball team their first win. And I have a feeling we could do that, 100% do that tomorrow night against Allendale. So
could be the night.
I hope, God, I hope, and I'm it's like a come to Jesus moment tomorrow if we can pull a win off.
It's the fairest fight either one of us has had yet. We got a shot tomorrow against Allendale.
We definitely do.
So,
I think we got a chance because, as far as I know, Allendale's only played one game this season as a baseball squad. I have not seen any other scores or any other matchups.
I'm pretty sure the softball team has not played a game yet. So
like Bamberg is the only game the baseball team for Allendale has had, which I find that interesting. I hate hearing that a baseball team does not have any other games other than their own region games.
Really?
So let's just be real about it. In May, though, there was even odds they wouldn't have a team, right? So what you don't want to do is schedule a bunch of games you're not going to be able to actually honor those commitments.
That's true, but
especially when they're not going to be competitive or might not be competitive. And then the other thing is they don't have a home field, and transportation is not easy for them. So it's really hard for us to schedule road games. I mean, this year it's been better, but I was reluctant to schedule a lot of road games because of the history of our transportation difficulties. And so, they have transportation difficulties, and they also have a home field. So that leaves where you're supposed to schedule games, So, and you don't know if you're going to have a team. And so it's more common than you think at small 1A schools with programs that are kind of barely hanging on to really just play the region games because you don't want to overcommit to anything.
Yeah, but for the kids that do play,
you can't develop kids doing that, but it's just a reality, and that's one of the things that we have to try to address at schools like ours to be able to play. I mean, none of our teams are playing anywhere near the maximum number of games that you can play.
No.
Now, in part, we can't because we have to float some of the younger kids between varsity and JV rosters to be able to field both teams, at times. We have some injuries and stuff. So you can't have kids playing more than that number of games. So if they're playing on both, you can't schedule to the max. And so there's a whole series of challenges that smaller programs deal with that big dogs don't, and vice versa. But yeah, I don't knock on anybody for some of that stuff because I also don't know did they have a coach or is someone else just doing it?
It's a lot, But
so, how much are you asking that coach to commit to? If, so it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing.
Very hard.
The team, and I'm glad that they get to come and play us tomorrow. I'm really excited about that. So, transportation is a massive portion. Officials, see, Max is 26, If you can schedule 16 to 18, that'd be good. Yeah, and
Yeah.
we've got, I think we're at like 12 or something like that for softball this year, plus 4 JV, or 5 JV. So that was about as many as we could squeeze in this year. We'll try to get more in there next year, but
Yeah. Right.
challenge. I'll tell you something else that went down in the Ville tonight. We had a little soccer.
Mhm.
A little soccer, Los Canes taking on Denmark. Let's see here. I got a couple of goals. Here's Jason running down a long ball over the top. Chip. That was his.
Goodbye. Yes.
That's 3 for Jason. And then we got one more from Jason incoming. Yeah, Jason getting a little butterfly wings. And then here comes another one. Better turn the volume down in case anybody says anything offensive, including me.
Oh my God.
I just said, oh my God.
You gotta make a better effort than that. Go get a cruise.
Cruz!
Holy crap.
Cruz!
Yeah, Cruz booted that thing, man. Hit it on the run. I wouldn't want to play against Cruz in kickball. Nice cross. Jason! Stole it from Camacho.
Dang.
But Jason stole it. The final, according to El Presidente Rayleigh, was, and I'm not just going to tell you the score, it was 8-1, should have been 13 or 14. It was only 2-0 at half. We missed a couple point blank. Had 5 guys in front of the goal versus the goalie and didn't score. We also had a ton of offsides. They were trapping us offside all night, and which is good strategy against a team that can beat you over the top. And then they also we put like 10 right on the goalie, like right on him, So, but nonetheless, nice region win. Moving along, and the little 3-way Jasper County Derby is still in full effect in 1A, so that's going to be fun. We also had some soccer over at Hilton Head High, but before we get to it, let's shout out our presenting sponsor, the Mickelson Law Firm, our original sponsor, been with us since the beginning of Loco Sports and still trying to support us in what we do. We appreciate them. They're our official real estate closing attorney, presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, and they are also they can help you with all your legal needs. They're our all-star sponsor, been with us since the beginning. We love them. Mickelson Law Firm, support them. They support us. In the comments, we've got Rayleigh gets brushed back. Max, you're Max is not Henry Rowengarter, okay? Like he's solid, but he's not bringing that kind of heat. Yeah, it is hard to schedule and not be overmatched. It's just there's so many layers to it, right? There's so many layers to it. It's all complicated. Everything's complicated and hard, and everybody's doing their best for the most part. that's mostly what it comes down to. Everybody's giving the most they can give. But no, I was talking soccer. Our friend Javon Livingston had a good one tonight on Beaufort's own Hilton Head High with the 2-1 win over Hilton Head Christian Academy in boys soccer.
Wow.
Isn't that what it was? HHIHS and HHCA?
Yeah, I mean HHI Hilton High School.
Yeah.
HHP Hilton Prep. So.
No, I mean that's what I couldn't find it on my schedule here now all of a sudden. But I'm about to get the highlights up from Beaufort's own. Oh, it's Hilton Head Christian against Hilton Head High. Yes, that's what I said. Sorry, boys. I'm tired. I wasn't even going to do the show.
Yeah,
But
no, I was just hyped
really
up after
got
the
me
base.
excited.
I was just too hyped up after calling that baseball game that I. But
Yeah, you were just like, yeah, we're in. We're doing a show tonight, and I'm good with it. I'm probably gonna peace out here in a little bit.
Cable that
I'm tired,
connects to my laptop
but
cable part.
we'll check out
outside
the
and plug
highlights
that
here.
back in, and that stopped the quick start there.
And the
But Elliott gonna score the first goal. Never mind.
So there's their first goal of the night.
man, nothing like soccer than this. A great place to watch a game.
Oh my!
Boy!
Oh my!
Oh,
We gotta back that up. Oh my!
Goodness! What?
They're gonna like.
Oh, sorry. I got it. I pushed the wrong
Off
button.
the cross.
Yeah. This is Ian Kelly on the
Let
free
Kelly
kick.
come up and give a kick.
Look at this.
At
Hits
the
the
Never seen anything like
crossbar.
that.
crossbar
Wow.
back in.
Oh my God.
That is insane.
But did it hit the football
And
crossbar
a
after it hit
whistle.
the?
Is that goal going to count? No.
Well, if
that's
it hit the
cornerstone
football
of the
crossbar, it's a
goal.
dead, but out of bounds,
But
dead
Hilton
ball.
had
I
good
know. I think it
distribution.
might have.
Man, Ian Kelly in the follow with the header. How
I
dangerous
looked at. I
could that be?
felt like it hit the white crossbar, but
Looks like they took it off the board. I think it hit.
if we took it off the board, maybe it did.
On the kick on the way.
I think it hit
And
the
the
yellow
save.
crossbar. It deflected. And
Right, because it's still 0. Yeah, they must have taken the goal off.
Yeah.
It's still 0-0 on the
Well, that says
scoreboard.
0-0, and it says 1. It said 1-0 earlier, so God knows.
That's
Oh,
That one just sailed right over the crossbar. Another.
yeah. I can see where it's a little confusing to have the football crossbar right behind the soccer goal.
yeah. Yeah, it's been that way
Oh,
for.
that's going to be a penalty.
A little
Yeah.
bit of physicality.
Oh, they did not award one.
Hmm.
Crazy. Looked like he was definitely found in the box, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Kelly came up with that. Jeez. It's fun to watch, man. No matter what he's doing, he's fun to watch.
Whoa!
Oh, but they burned him there. Got some traffic in front. Beat Savarise's boys from the island. Well, I keep seeing goals scored and they're not going on the board. What's going on?
no, the score must not be. I have to talk to Devon about the graphics.
I don't know. I think it still says 0-0 on a big scoreboard too. Are they calling all these offside?
See, they take off like 3 goals.
Yeah, see, it's not on the big scoreboard either.
How many goals did they take off the board?
Lincoln Little did not
Seems like
count
a bunch.
as it was. Hilton Head was offsides before he kicked that goal.
It's crazy.
Well, nobody was offside on that one.
Didn't look like it. I'm not sure.
I don't know what that was.
Back.
Oh,
that's a good goal.
And the first goal, Escobar comes out. And who else but Brigstock gets the first? Escobar comes out. And who else but Brigstock gets the first goal of the night for Hilton Head Christian.
In transition from the car to the studio.
Chaz Brigstock grabs another.
I'm going to let you boys take it the rest of the way home when he gets on board.
Yep. I'm impressed by Hilton at prep. You know that they've had a couple of lean years for soccer. They've had a couple of years where they just.
Well, this is Hilton versus Hilton Head Christian. But
yeah,
good too.
Right, but the guys have not been at that level.
Kick is and the goal is gonna be scored. Gonna be scored.
But no, you're right. Hilton Head Prep had been down for a bit.
Well, yeah, that's basically mine. Yeah. But this Hilton Head team, I mean, they've been still competing in this region. I mean, they played May River tough. They lost 3-1, but they played tough. They're not an easy team to beat in that region. So, hey, credit Hilton Head Prep. I mean, they're making this a game.
Whalebranch softball had another high-scoring affair. They fell 32-12 to Hampton.
Goodness.
But here's the craziness. They were actually up 11-9 going to the 6th and allowed 23 runs in the 6th inning. Holy cow. Whalebranch has played some of the craziest softball games I've ever seen, and we get to play them at the end of the season. That's going to be fun. Oh, my. They hit a lot of batters.
Catch that one.
Let's go ahead. 8.
And a nice pass, a little speed there coming down the sideline.
No fun facing her.
Got pushed into the ref.
There's a lot of lopsidedness happening around all levels. It's just hard to get good, even matchups these days. Hilton Head Christian baseball with a nice win tonight, 3-1 over Wilson Hall.
Very nice.
Make the move. Hilton Head looking to try to get goal number 2 here.
Oh,
Firing off the target. Kelly didn't have to do much, but
who's coughing? I was on the stream, I guess. All right, so first 2 goals didn't count.
Oh, it was off the crossbar. Okay.
That's what I thought.
an opportunity straight on shot.
Oh,
We got another shirt removal.
All right. Getting serious.
How about that?
It's a Hilton Head derby. It's not. I mean, it's a island derby as they.
Heck yeah.
As they, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I'm here for emotion and
these days,
sports.
I mean,
No problems with emotion in sports. I enjoy
yeah.
it. I don't like
I like how they play each other.
when they're taunting.
I like when you get the Hilton Head Prep, Hilton Head High games. So you don't see that often. Like these days, you just don't see it as much. Sometimes for basketball, sometimes for other sports. Baseball, we used to play them a lot, but I don't know how much they play each other anymore. But
not much doesn't seem like. I mean,
like
there's
they don't really
a lot more options than there used to be.
Yeah.
There's a lot more schools around than there once were, so that's helpful. But yeah, let's. Oh, there's Maxie. I was gonna run through a few scores from the game changer here, and then I will probably
read some of the scores because I have not
background mode. But my friends from Legacy Christian softball, they beat Northside Christian 11-6 tonight. Buford Academy baseball 6-1 over Peachtree Academy. Hilton Head baseball 11-1 over Colleton County, so they get a much needed region win. Hampton County baseball 10-0 over Whale Branch. Hampton softball 32-12 over Whale Branch. Again, 23 runs in the 6th. Break it open after trailing. My boys, H.E. McCracken baseball 21-2 over Robert Smalls tonight from the middle school ranks. True Dogs boys are still undefeated. Let's see, Hilton. Oh, that's Hilton Head Middle. But they won too. 15-2 Sharks over Bobcats in baseball. We mentioned that one earlier. Colleton Prep. What's this? Baseball or softball? Softball 10-0 over St. John's Christian. Baseball St. John's Christian 7-2 over Colleton Prep. And Hilton Head Christian 3-1 over Wilson Hall in baseball. Maxie, your boys got a win. Got back on track.
Yeah.
Guess who pitched tonight?
Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10.
They gave up
better.
one.
He struck out 10.
10 strikeouts, 1 run, 3 hits. Yeah.
And he pitched 21 outs worth as well, which that's pretty impressive.
Yep, sure did. Oh, we may have a guest coming in.
Ooh.
We may have a guest joining us here shortly. Yeah, gonna dip for possible deniability. What I'm about to say. I don't even know if I want to know. What up, Ray Alonso?
What's up, Ray?
Bubba?
How's it going?
But no, I'm gonna see it through to our guest making it in here shortly, at least. Maybe I won't.
Yeah.
I probably better stay for the HHP boys soccer clinched the region with a win over Patrick Henry. Congratulations to the Dolphins.
Yes.
You were just mentioning, Wes, their turnaround this year, and Lucas O'Grady doing a terrific job over there.
Yes, he is.
Yep, Prep Boys did clinch the region. Congratulations to the Dolphins.
Yeah, that was quick.
Great see them.
That was really quick. Golly.
What was this?
Did you share with everyone that the Hampton Whale Branch baseball scored, Justin? Did you see that one?
Well, what happened there?
10-0. You mean the softball, 32-12?
Oh, was that softball? I thought that
That's
was baseball.
softball, Bubba.
Man. I was about
Yeah,
to
they
say
scored 23 in the
that.
sixth.
Oh, yeah.
On 11-9.
God.
I'm
Dude,
telling you,
the
bro,
stories
small
surrounding
school
Hampton,
softball
bro.
is insane. It's just insane. There's only one way off the field, and that's to get 3 outs.
I'm still reeling in that 42-33 game or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm still reeling.
It's some wild ones.
I'm still collecting my thoughts from that one.
Right? I wrote about it today for the
crazy.
May River 5, Carleton County 0. It's a nice win for the Sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Softball or soccer?
That would be soccer.
Soccer.
Okay.
Yeah. No softball on Tuesdays, as far as I know. Typically. I mean, there's some, but not region games.
Okay.
Right.
All right, boys.
I can't wait for that series. Collin County and May River going at it for a softball series.
Right.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
well, that should be entertaining.
Shouldn't be too far off, right?
No.
It's gotta be. It can't be that far from now.
Cougs are still
on. Playing it at the end of the year.
No, it actually is happening Wednesday. I think.
Really?
Hold on. Oops. Yes. Wednesday. They're playing, but I don't know why that they're each only have each other on their schedule once. They got to play more than once.
Yeah, it's a region matchup. It's not different with softball, is it? Softball does a series like baseball, right?
I think they only do 2, not 3.
Okay.
But I'm not positive. Well, our guest is having trouble joining us here tonight, but we're going to try to get him in here.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fan favorite. People clamor for more of him every time. So we'll see if we can't get him in here. We're going to keep teasing it, but anyway, boys, what are y'all getting into? What are y'all getting into?
Tomorrow, I gotta decide. I'm planning on getting some baseball tomorrow. We got Bluffton May River, potentially that one. We also got Bluffton Beaufort softball, so not too much, but that May River baseball game, will certainly be keeping an eye on that one.
We got May River Carleton softball tomorrow. That's when it's happening.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, that's gonna be a tremendous game. Two great programs.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Dang, man, I wish I could go out and see that one, Colin.
Yeah, long trip out there.
You'll be busy in the bill, Bubba.
I'll be busy, man.
We got a Region 4 1A showdown between Daniel and Hardyville. But we do have a friend who'll be joining us here shortly, and he's in the green room. So let me take a quick moment to shout out a couple of sponsors before we get him in here. We got Hudson Seafood House on the docks in the Loco Booster Club. Great place for seafood, sunsets, and cocktails on Hilton Head Island. Presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. You can check that out on the Loco Media Network. And new sponsor, Hilton Head Furniture, the Satola family, Hilton Head Christian Academy supporters, and LowcoSports supporters. They bring you great furniture from up in Hickory, North Carolina. Bring it down here, put it in your house, keep it there for a long time with Hilton Head Furniture. Hickory, North Carolina, not far from the stomping grounds where our next guest hails. Welcome back to the show once again, 2 nights in a row. Coach Ned Mullis. What's up, Bubba?
What's up, boys?
What's up, man?
How about that introduction?
The marathon.
All we was missing was, your walk-up music, Social Distortion.
We'll take that.
Yeah. But no, your Sharks, I picked it up on Game Changer, and it was competitive game was about 5-2. And then I started kind of heading that way, and I had to stop by Target on the way. And by the time I got to Target, it was 11-2, and the wheels were all the way off. So I didn't bother making the trip over there. But you boys got the bats going and got after Bluffton, made them get into the bullpen and use some arms tonight.
Yeah. We swung it pretty good tonight. They do too. They swing it too now. They hit some balls hard tonight. They just hit it right at us.
Yeah.
But we'll take it.
But your guy Conti was tough on the mound tonight.
Well, guys, you'll buy stock. That'd be a good one to buy stock in.
How old's he?
Huh?
How old's he?
He's sophomore.
Oh goodness.
And I think he was up mid-80s tonight, probably. I didn't have a gun on him, but I had the old eye gun on him, and he was throwing it pretty good. And guys, he has he's got a really good changeup. He's got 3-pitch mix around the plate. Just a really solid. Trace Mishnick did a great job tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't get him out tonight.
No, Trace, and let me tell y'all, it's rare these days that a catcher gets to call pitches.
Yeah.
And but we trust him. And we go over to scouting report for the game and talk about what we want and what we expect. And it kind of started a little bit last year. We were calling pitches, and then you get at the end of the game and you're like, well, hell, he's on the same page we are. Let's we kind of got messing around with it, and next thing you know, he beats James Island, and I'm like, whoo, beat them, he can beat them all.
I like the kids calling them if they're capable of it. I think
he does I think it just does a great job of it keeps the game flowing.
Yeah.
Hell, the reason we learned to call pitches is they let us call our pitches growing up.
Right.
And he's going to need that at the next level. And
exactly. That's what I was going to say.
He won't call them, but he'll understand how guys are trying to get people out and what are we trying to do? What are we trying to accomplish? And, he was fantastic tonight. Jordan Reed they were all good. They all played well tonight.
Well, and Trace was at 1 point 4 for 4. I don't know what he finished up tonight.
I know he got a couple more. I think he might have been 6 for 6.
He was 6 for 6 with 4 RBIs. That's insane. He had a triple in there too.
That triple went a long way.
Yeah.
I saw numbers going after that triple.
That's insane.
You saw numbers going after it. Man, I ain't seen a 6 for 6.
Well, it could have. Look, now
that doesn't happen very much.
That fifth one was iffy. I mean, that could have been that fifth one could have went either way.
The fifth one was iffy.
But
that's a pretty good night when you win 6 for 6.
The other 5 weren't iffy.
That's quite a night. He's going to Anderson, right?
Yeah, he's going to Anderson. They were. I can't speak enough about how much he's improved.
Yeah.
And every now and then you have to do some stuff where it's just not fair to the kid. And what we did to him as a freshman, when he had to catch, and he wasn't ready, and he had to catch on the varsity. And a lot of different kids they're going to lose confidence and just get beat up, and he never did. And he just kept getting better and better and better and working in that weight room. And now, guys, he's an animal right now.
He is.
And when I tell you a plus arm, I mean, he locks a running game down.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he can flat. I don't know if I've ever been around a guy that's more accurate. We've had better arms. I mean, Tater had a better arm.
Yeah.
And I never thought we'd have a better catcher than Tater. I mean, I don't know if y'all remember Tater Goodson or not.
Yeah, Tater Goodson was legit.
That was as good a high school catcher as I didn't think. I mean, I thought it was almost. I used to pick on Justin all the time. I was like a Faustian deal, I mean, I'm not sure we'll ever get anything like that.
Right. Well, then you had Caleb Allender, who was really
Caleb. Caleb was fantastic. Caleb was young too, and Caleb ended up moving back to Florida, and that's why we got caught in a vacuum and had to catch Trace.
Right.
And Noah Sanders did a good job that year too, spelling Trace a little bit. And but neither one of them were really physical enough to do it. Trace is physical enough to do it now.
Yeah, he's a grown man now.
And part of that is you have to talk to him. College baseball's changed.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't catch midweeks back in the day. You got a midweek off. Those guys catch 52 ball games now. You might get 1 or 2 off, but you don't get a lot off.
Yeah.
And that's, hey, you get and don't forget, boys, you get the championship rounds in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That 8th and 9th are the championship rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah. Hasn't USCB learned about those?
This ain't a 10-round boxing match, son. They're 12 rounders, or back in the old days, 15 rounders, and they used to call it championship rounds. And, the 8th and 9th, that's a different animal.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
But no, saw Rissmiller kind of dealt on Buford.
What's that?
Rissmiller dealt on Buford. It looked like.
Oh yeah,
that guy's really good. That guy is really, really good.
Oh yeah, so I got you. 4-2 was the final.
I think it was 80.
Scored the first 2 last night.
What was Rissmiller? 84 pitches tonight.
84 pitches, struck out 11.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm telling y'all,
6 hits, 2 runs.
Our game we played with them. Aaron Guthrie hit a 3-run shot that would have put us up 6-5. And they said he missed second base.
No way.
Yeah.
What? Wow.
This is at Bishop England.
There's no chance he missed second base.
Well, there's no chance of Aaron lying to me, telling me he missed it. If Aaron would have missed it, he'd say, "Dang, coach, I missed it."
Aaron Guthrie. If
Aaron doesn't have lying in him,
he would be the kid in that ad.
He would be the kid that would tell you,
"Coach, I touched it."
Well, no, he would be the kid that would have told you if he'd have missed it as well.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. He'd have been like, "I did, coach."
And we saw the video, and I mean, he didn't miss it.
That's
another story altogether. But what I was going to say is, after that happened, though, I mean, we had that guy on the ropes, and I'm telling y'all, Rissmiller, I don't know where he found it. I don't know what he did. But 3 1/3 innings after that, he was about as good as I've seen. And for a guy to pick himself up off the mat and come out there and just shove, I mean, they don't typically, high school pitchers, they'll find it. They'll find a groove. They might get through it. But for him to find the ace stuff, that was seriously impressive. And he maxed out against us too. He was 110. So we played, this is our 9th year. There's been 3 times we've maxed out a pitcher, and all 3 of them had no hitters. Josh Patterson no hit Bluffton, I think. Darren no hit Hilton Head one night, and I think somebody else, might have been Bennett, went 110, but you'd have had to take the jaws of life out there to get Patterson off that man. I mean, remember Stu looked at me that night. He's like, "You gonna go get him?" I said, "Hell no! If he's coming out, you gonna go get him."
I might have to fight him.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's he gonna do? I mean, we ain't getting that ball from that guy. But every time, and this is no knock on any of those guys, there has been a drop off that next time, and we would always try to keep him around 75 that next time out. And I had talked to Adam, and I said, he maxed out. And every time we've had somebody max out, they don't typically have the same stuff the following week. Yeah. But it sounded like he had pretty good stuff. And that extra night that he didn't have to pitch last night, that probably played right into their hands a little bit as well. That gave him a full another night. That didn't hurt.
He's by the way, that's Will Rissmiller from Bishop England, and he is committed to
Newberry. He's going to Newberry.
Solid arm. He ain't getting a ball from that guy. Well, no, Josh Patterson, he's bigger now than he was then, though. You'd be wrestling a bear if you tried to take on Josh.
No, Patterson. Josh, that was, I want to think Josh was a junior. It was the first time we played Bluffton.
That was like 100 pounds ago.
And he no hit him. That was
I remember that. Yeah.
It was an unbelievable performance.
Yeah.
I've seen some good pitching performances, but I tell you, Conti's was up there tonight. You know, they hit him pretty good early, and when he settled in and started landing that changeup, look out, boys.
Yes, sir. So Beaufort and Bluffton both taking their first losses in region play tonight as they step up the competition level a little against two of the top teams in the league. So the
Hilton Head put it on Colin, didn't they?
They sure did. 11-1 or 12-1.
Yeah, I don't think Varner pitched. Guess we go through Varner tomorrow night. Varner was playing short when I saw it, game changer.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Well, they played Bluffton next week, and Bluffton just put the numbers in there, so I don't know who pitched in what order. I don't know Varner's number. But, that guy can pitch. That is a ball player.
He is just he's one of those kids that whatever sport he is in season, he's playing it, and he's a dog. He just
was it you that told me that this is Jermail's last year?
Yeah, that's what Coach Myers said, the new AD. He said he's got an assistant principal job.
Good for him. Good baseball guy. Good baseball coach. Good baseball guy. He gets a lot out of those guys.
Yeah, and it's a good opportunity for somebody who wants to actually build ball players out of kids who maybe haven't played a lot of baseball.
Well, I still tell you this: the best baseball game I ever seen in high school was Thigpen versus Carmen Majinski.
That Thigpen kid could sling it, man.
What? I mean, that guy, he looked like Terry Forster. Y'all might need to Google him, but that dude could pitch, or more like maybe David Wells. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think Hilton Head lost 1-0. That dude pitched a shutout. I think he beat them twice that week. This is pre-pitch count. Threw about 240 pitches, hit 2 home runs, and beat them 1-0 twice.
Jeez. Yeah, Varner did not pitch tonight. Phoenix Shapiro pitched really well for Hilton Head. 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 unearned.
Is he their normal Monday night guy?
Probably. He's a young guy. He's probably a sophomore, I want to say.
They got the guy that I saw him pitch against Bishop England, the guy that beat Bishop England, he's pretty good.
And then, they got Larson, Kyle Larson leading off playing left field.
Has that guy made an out yet?
That's the youngster. I think.
Yeah, because the night I went, he was 4 for 4 or something. First night he ever
4
played.
4 for 4 tonight. I've been trying to recruit that man to my team for years.
I tell you what, I'm going to give you a tip of the cap. I did the JV game today too, and there were a lot of Euro Waves guys out there tonight.
Yes, there were.
I don't remember. I didn't know a lot of them, and I knew a lot of the names.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Some of them still on our team. Yeah, playing JV for Bluffton, which is cool. This is actually, you know what? That's a good point. Because I think Mullis can speak to this. We've been frustrated with this USCB bullpen, and today I just said, man, what frustrates me is how many pretty solid arms got out of this place without them so much as asking. And that's kind of frustrating.
And I don't know. I like the coach, and
I do too.
I don't know if I don't know if that's a. You don't want to ever say nothing because you don't know what's coming from.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, there's so many factors. We don't even know what we don't know, right?
We don't know what we don't know. But what I do know is there's a lot of arms that go through on the next level from around here.
Yeah.
And I've seen some Friday night arms walk out of this place that he could have used.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've told him that. And but I mean, like I said, I'm not sure. That college game's a different game today, guys. It's a funny game. And I mean, I'm sure there's a rhyme to the reason.
Sure. And it takes a lot of things to go right. It takes a lot of things to go right.
And a lot of these college arms we've been sending, they're going away.
Right.
There's some out-of-state money there. There's some different things. It's one thing taking guys. I mean, like I said, so some of these guys might be, finding what on the other end of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like where they might be the guy that's out of state making a little money for the school. I know they get a percentage of each kid that comes, and
Yeah, and I don't know what the situation is now, so I have no idea. But at one time at UACB, there was this weird loophole where we could abate a student's tuition from out of state to in state for a sum of $2,000 for the entirety of their $500 a year. So $2,000 off the books for us, as long as they lived in housing for a year.
Yeah.
Right. So
And you think about it,
$2,000 off the books
out of
for us,
10, the
it's
kids
like
are
$8,000 scholarship to them. And so it actually made it more efficient and made more sense for us to recruit out of state than in state. But that's kind of counter to USCB's mission as an institution too.
Yeah, that's what I can't. That's the one thing that I can't figure out for the life of me. Like Joseph Schroeder ought to be playing.
Right. Anybody who goes to Erskine should be playing.
Aaron Guthrie, that's a college baseball player, boys. And I mean, he's a good, solid player. And you just want to say, hey, man, that Womack kid that threw for Buford tonight.
Yeah.
He's pretty solid.
Yeah.
And
there's a bunch of good guys around. It really
that's the one thing
Oh no, Max's mic is
It's
gone.
the one thing I've never understood with USCB baseball.
Max gone janky.
Again, man?
Yeah, sure did. Real bad.
Max.
We'll see him soon. But so you guys run it right back tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, back at it tomorrow.
I thought it actually benefited you that you didn't score one more run that one inning, because you might have put it into a run roll situation, but then you made them have to pitch some more.
Well, we got a lot of guys in tonight, which is really nice. Kind of get them in that atmosphere, and you need to learn how to play in that ballpark. It's something they don't get to do very often, and that's just a phenomenal, beautiful ballpark, and you get to play in that. It's got a little bigger feel to it.
Yeah. And feels like a playoff game type atmosphere.
Well, maybe not a playoff game, but maybe like a little bit more of a small college atmosphere.
But the last time y'all played, it was a playoff game.
Well, yeah, and I did make sure those boys knew Miles Fry ain't walking through that door. Thank God.
There's another one. That
went straight Patino on them today, boys. Miles Fry ain't walking through that door. I'm so glad to see that guy go. Probably what people felt like with Darren or with us, I'm glad to see him go.
Yeah.
That and that's another thing. We're just mentioning that. Some of the arms that have come through here, guys. I mean, you take Miles, you take Riley, Stokes. Remember, I mean, you had guys that could just flat deal. I mean, y'all want to see a good pitcher tomorrow night. Come watch Max.
Yeah. Max
and he has. That's another guy that has just worked and done everything we've ever asked him to do, and just got better and better and better. And Max was up to 86 at Gilbert.
Yeah.
And 80, and Max is still projectable. He ain't topped out. Max will be 80, Max will be 88 when he's in college. With that old, he throws that old bowling ball in there. It's hard to hit.
Heavy thinker.
But Max will be good tomorrow night. I don't know who Bluffton throws on their second day.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of arms tonight, though. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I expect they ain't.
I know they got a couple guys that it seemed like they were probably holding back tonight. When it started getting away from them, but I don't know that they're going to be able to match y'all on the starting pitching. That was my concern for them.
We played well tonight too. They, the good Sharks are pretty good.
Yeah.
The Sea Sharks can get beat by just about anybody.
The Sea Sharks.
I've seen it.
Yeah. I mean, they're high school kids at the end of the day.
I was talking to Staten before the game today, and we were talking, and one of the hardest things to do outside of get a hitter to hit with some posture, which seems to be the hardest thing in the world to do, is get your chin out over your toes, but that's another story altogether. try to get your guys to play to your standard.
Right.
Don't worry about anybody else.
Right.
Worry about what's going on over there, who you're playing, whether it's James Island or
play the game, not the opponent.
Whether it's James Island or John's Island.
Right.
Play the game.
Yeah.
And, and then total it up at the end and see what happens.
Right.
Yeah. And but it is very hard for high school kids to kind of get.
They're all talking smack at each other on social media and doing their lives and like. I mean, tonight I'm at the soccer game, Hilton Head soccer game. There's not even a player on our the Hardyville soccer game, not a player on our soccer team that plays football. And yet we got smack talk happening on the sideline between kids who do play football and the Denmark soccer players who play football. And they're talking about the football game from the fall during the soccer game. Wow.
Well, I'll tell you something else. I don't know. We don't talk about the Olympic sports around them very often, but I saw Hilton tennis team at Bluffton today when I was changing.
Yeah.
And dude, there was some heavy top spin.
This is a funny comment from Libby. Get that man his real estate license. Man, his wife and father-in-law are about as big as he gets in real estate around here. Charles got it all down. Yeah, paid by that's true. I'm sorry, paid by the out, and they will remind you of that at times.
Well, I'll tell you, the umpire tonight, he was the home plate guy. He just rode down here and
pretty tight zone looked like.
Yeah, he was Big Ten guy, and I think he brought his Big Ten zone with him.
I think all the blocks happened that one.
No, I mean, I'm not complaining. It wasn't bad.
It was just saying it was tight.
Pretty tight for high school.
Yeah, there's some umpires around here.
Couple late nights getting home, and he'll
that guy. I mean, that guy's good though. I mean, it is good to see some new faces.
Yeah, it really is. And we played
needed.
JV
so
tonight, so we got to see some new faces, and we had some good ones. They were solid.
And I've always banged the umps. They're getting.
Jeff Riley keeps. He wants some love. He wants us to see this, Mullis. He threw out the first pitch for us the other night for Kane's softball. Buddy Jeff threw a strike too. We gave him a little quick lesson. Coach Gabby gave him a quick lesson before the game, and he
did he go underhand?
Sure did.
Ooh.
He even did a little wind up.
No shot for a strike underhanded.
Getting pretty good at it. You'll have to see me one day. I'm getting pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Well, Ned has been a regular at times. We got a whole show we built for him called the Loco Diamond Dudes that we ain't done recently.
We got to do more of that.
We need to start doing that as we ramp up towards the playoffs.
Absolutely, we need some sponsors.
Yeah, 100%.
If you want to sponsor the Loco Diamond Dudes and make Coach
what
Ned
was
regular
night too? Isn't it? Don't they play on Tuesdays?
Who's that?
Isn't it skis night too? Don't they play on Tuesdays?
Yeah, Hilton Christian beat Wilson Hall 3-1.
Brooks that's a good win.
Yeah, Brooks had a really good outing.
Struck out. What was it? 10 batters over 7 innings.
Yeah, 10 or 11.
Yeah,
I coached at Hilton Head Prep one year or 2 years, and we had Tyler Fox, and we had a squad. We made it semifinals, and we ran into
the Swamp Cats.
We ran into a lefty. And Lou Kent looks at me and he goes, "That's a Friday night guy right there. I don't know where he's going, but that's a Friday night guy." And he's still pitching in the big leagues. That would be JP Sears.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
JP cut us up pretty good that night, and
so when he was with the Yankees, he was playing well. He was pitching.
He pitched at Citadel.
Yeah, but when he was with the Yankees, he had a good run. He had a good run at the Yankees, but then when he went to the A's, obviously,
well,
tapered off a bit. But hey,
I can't remember where he played high school ball at.
Wilson Hall.
Yeah, Wilson Hall. That's right. Yep, skis a baseball represent. You gotta love to see that.
I think
I've said it for years, man. You see some of the. I mean, I'm not saying look, I ain't gonna bang them up. I just don't think they have the depth.
Right.
But shit, 1 through 3 on them Skeeza teams usually get it done.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
No do.
But that's a nice win. Anytime was that at Wilson Hall?
Think
Good question.
so.
Yes, it was.
That is a very nice win.
That makes it an even better win.
Yeah, because you had no love up there, boys.
Wilson Hall.
Yeah, no.
80s hairband. That's Wilson Phillips, and you got to hold on.
Lawrence Manning is also good. I guess they're probably in that same league.
That's the Swamp Cats.
Yeah, they've beaten Christian twice now.
Yeah,
both of them like one run too.
Lawrence Manning's that's a tough place.
Trinity Collegiate's pretty
Trinity's
tough.
good as well. Yeah,
I think one of those teams, it might be Trinity Collegiate. It's one of those teams is ranked in the Perfect Game Super 25.
Really?
One of those teams is Southside Christian is ranked well.
Southside Christian is they're a pilot, but they play high school league.
Oh, they're high school league. Okay,
Yeah.
I know they're in it. They've got They've got 2 D1 arms.
Oh Lord.
Good Lord.
Playing in 2A, that's junk.
Well, so is Oceanside.
I know.
Or Oceanside might have
bumped. Oceanside's 3A now, ain't they?
Yeah, they might have bumped.
Renix has the home game Friday. Hilton Head Christian versus Wilson Hall.
Ooh.
Friend of the program.
Friend of the program.
Yeah. And he also told you that he'll be seeing you at Beaufort against Beaufort next week.
So. Oh, of course.
Beaufort
fine. It's a Beaufort game. Who knew?
Yeah, Renix gets he gets a lot of your games. But you know, the thing about Mark is Mark's gonna give you his best. He's gonna he may miss one, but it'll be
no problem, Mark.
Conscientious effort, guaranteed.
There's a couple umpires I do have a problem with that are gonna go unnamed, but
yeah.
The pictures are on the internet. We'll just leave it at that.
There's a few that have run afoul of the fan bases. Rennick says to quit.
I've had to deal with a couple this year.
Call a balk. Call a balk, Mark. Call a balk.
The worst part that I don't like for our games is our umpires are coming from like Orangeburg, which I find absolutely ridiculous. It's just stupid.
I could fix the umpire problem right now if anybody wants to know how to fix the umpire. If you want, you know how everybody talks about we have a shortage of umpires.
Mm-hmm.
When I grew up, athletic director showed up with a check. Yeah. You know, those umpires got a check. It is a hard enough job. I don't know if they make $85, something like that.
Yeah, barely.
And they used to get paid mileage, and you know they just don't do any of that stuff anymore. And they W-9 these guys.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and so you know, look, I know it's not a big deal, but you know, it's probably $20, and you know now you're $65. You know, and I mean it just, hey man, take that out. Just give the guys a check. Don't worry about the taxes. They want to do their taxes. Let them worry about it. You know, I mean, it just, I don't understand for the life of me why that's
straight cash, homies.
And,
I don't. Yeah,
you never had an umpiring problem back in the day, and I'm telling you, I think that's a lot of the good umpires. They're just like, you know what, you know, I mean, this is crazy. Oh, they go do softball or go do travel on the weekends.
Right.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody starts complaining about
baseball's hard,
I tell them to go watch a travel tournament this weekend, and
a lot of it is on us. I mean, catchers are so much better right now. You know, I mean,
they get paid through Arbiter now, and they get $10.99 end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you get paid by the athletic department and you worry about your taxes? And then, you know, just take the check and do whatever, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh boy,
this is getting.
Maybe that was the problem.
That's why they had to start running it.
Maybe that was the problem.
Maybe not everybody was showing up with those checks.
Yeah.
God, man.
All right, boys, we're getting a little
Well,
loose.
everybody out there go watch some baseball this week because this could be some good.
Man.
Yeah, this is a great time of year. I mean, this is peak regions play.
So you would think Wilson Hall would be coming down here as well.
Tell you what, that Colleton County Maver softball game. You're a big softball fan too, Ned.
I watched Colleton County shellac Bishop England the other day.
Well, yeah.
I saw that one.
And what I mean by that is, let me tell you, boys, it was right behind me, and there were some hard hit balls in that game.
I tell you what, them Coach Rusty and them Coach Tootie and Coach Rusty, they teach hitting. That college team always hits.
Well, somebody's listening.
But they're doing more than just
Brooklyn
that.
Holmes is a unit over there.
I mean, it wasn't. Hey, there was some loud contact.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, they smack it. It's going to be a good matchup. I think that one could go either way.
I think May River's pretty good too. I watched
them. They're tough.
I see. There's a couple little pitchers. I see. I don't get to watch practice a whole lot.
I would think that this matchup would be for.
These are clearly the best two teams.
I watch a little girl. May River's got an arm.
Yeah, Nagel's
tough. Little girls in the bullpen. She's lighting it up.
Are they playing 3-game series as well, or just 2?
I don't think so.
I think they just play at home and home.
Yeah, I think that's a 2-game set.
Yeah. But no, they got tough pitchers. Nagel's tough, and then the Swafford girl is.
Yeah, there's 2 of them over there lighting that thing up pretty good.
Yeah, they're solid. All right, boys. Well, a few more sponsors, and then we'll get out of here. Base Hit Life, baseball and softball themed apparel. You can get you a cool hoodie like the one that Max sometimes wears that says calm your mitts, or any of their other cool baseball and softball themed styles at basehitlife.com and live your best base hit life. Dr. Ambrose Coles, our official chiropractor. You can go find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Reverence Wrestling Club, the official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country, getting your floors so clean your feet will thank you. And Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. You ever go over there, Moss? Get your hair?
We got it cut there today.
You went to Jay's?
Yeah.
You really? How about that? What a promo. Looking good.
What a promo.
They lined you up good. How about that?
I'm
telling you. Well, now you go to Jay's. You might run into
slid by Jay.
You might run into Mullis. You might run into Tony O'Banner. You never know over at Jay's.
You never know.
Parting thoughts, gentlemen.
I will start because it was my first day back from a while at USC baseball, and be able to call not just the maybe they missed having me there because right when they get back they break off the schneid. They get the win. In a crazy game, and it was 11-11 after 4 innings. After 4 innings, like I thought it was gonna be like first to 20 wins. And
NAIA Sunday, baby, you can't beat it.
Yeah, but the pitching finally,
15, baby.
Non-conference midweek.
Yep, no, I've been there, done that.
You get them midweeks, you go find an arm you can find, boys.
Yep,
but you wouldn't even get right arms,
right? But I will say that there were some guys that really impressed me. Mostly it was the guy Ryan Stansel. We haven't really talked about much. He went 3 for 5, and he had a bases clearing double in the first inning. Drove in 3 runs. John Davis has been swinging a hot bat. Jeremy Brown, Noah Cooper McDaniel. I don't know what's going on, if he's injured or what, but I like the lamp. I like the shape of this lamp. John Davis, Joe Turner. That I keep mixed up because they have very similar names, but they're both playing some great ball.
They got a big old left-handed first baseman that can swing it.
Yeah, but John Davis has been that guy, and he knows how to produce. And then you have someone like a Ryan Stansel he's earned a spot at second from what I saw today, and hopefully he gets some more time out there.
They came and practiced at Landshark Park, and that dude was hitting them in the park.
Well, this is what you see from the Ted Faulkner teams. They start out slow. They normally do.
True.
And then when you get towards April, they're competitive, and they almost get like last year. Baby. Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah,
especially in the era of transfers and new guys coming in. It's not always all of a sudden with teams like this. You gotta see what you got. And
they brought in so many new guys.
Yeah.
And when you open up with North Greenville, they can shell shock you for a couple.
Yeah, no, they played some tough opponents to start the year, but I will say that, they definitely. I felt today that now it's a matter of can you fine tune the rotation and the pitching staff
Yeah.
Or get you
because
just win one, just win a series.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Well,
like I said earlier.
win one first, and then try to win two, and then try to win three. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
process.
Just keep building. Just win a series.
The
Yeah,
thing
win a
about
series.
bullpen trouble,
Lander on the road. Let me see if I
the
look
thing
up
about
each
bullpen trouble.
Lander's down.
Are they? I'm looking up the standings
Lander's
right now.
like 14.
No, they're 12-3 in conference. They're
but their overall record's not great.
Yeah, but I mean they're 12-9, or sorry, overall they're 24-11, which is pretty solid.
Maybe it was maybe I get them in Limestone.
He must have been thinking of Limestone.
Here's what I would say.
I'll tell y'all a funny tidbit. Y'all want to hear a really funny tidbit?
If you take the first one, you get a chance. I mean, you just gotta.
Yeah.
You could take it one a game at a time.
You want a really funny baseball tidbit?
Yep, I do.
I'm not done, but go ahead.
Do y'all know who the coach at Limestone was when I was in college?
No.
Gaylord Perry.
Really?
Well, I'm not done with my my thought because I asked someone to shout the softball team.
How did we get from that?
I don't know.
You guys.
Softball team. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Softball.
Yeah, go ahead.
My good friend Turner was doing the call over there. I was able to catch some bits and pieces of it, but strong showing against Edward Waters. Two close games, but I'll tell you what, it's great to see Mackenzie Ford getting back to, because she had a rough stretch when she came back, but she's all the way back now. A double and a home run today. She looks like she was early in the season, and that's great to see. Jaden Goodwin producing, Taylor Chang, Chloe Turner. And then Madison Murphy was the star of the day. 11 or 12 strikeouts. At least I can find the right number here. She was in the zone. 11 strikeouts, just one walk, and gave up 2 earned runs. That is impressive performance from Madison Murphy. I'll tell you what, they found the number 2, the 1B to 1A in Sierra Kinlaw. Those two pitch. Oh my, they're fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I have high hopes for this team as they continue, because they're a lot better at this point in the season than they were at this time last year.
Last year they lost a lot of close games. They were competitive. They had a lot of close losses. They're winning more games this year, and the team's as a whole from what they were last year. So they have. Let me see who they have this weekend. They will be on the road as well, and they will have Columbus State, which they are mid pack. So yeah, that's a winnable series for them. That's the series they can win.
There we go. All right, Maxie, you got a part?
Yeah, I got a couple. The first one is regarding USCB baseball. My thought, a couple things with this is, I'm excited for the win. I want them to continue doing that when it comes to conference games, because for some reason when it comes to having a conference series, they just have not had the best of luck with it. And I don't know what to think about them at the moment. I would say at this point last season, they had more wins than they do so far this season, which gives me a little bit of a worry, because, I like Wes said, they did kind of start catching fire late in the season. At this point in the year is when they kind of started to catch fire. It's almost too late. It's starting to be where it's getting too late to catch fire. And it was too late last year because they were a game short of making it to the tournament. I just don't. If they catch fire, it's got to start this weekend. I can't stress that enough. They need to win a series this weekend.
Time's running out.
Well, speaking of time,
you don't have much track left. You gotta. I mean, you're chasing. You're chasing at this point. You obviously got to sweep Claflin, and then you got to pick up a couple others, and then get within striking distance of Aiken, because you still play them. Augusta was one you needed, and unfortunately you lost that series, and so Now it
Yeah,
comes
that one's
down to
good.
taking care of this against Claflin, and then they have one more series. Well, they have Lander. They have Lander, and then Claflin. Do they have another one I'm forgetting about before Aiken? There's not much. There's not much time
Have they
left.
played Georgia College yet?
Georgia
That's right,
College.
Ryan,
They took 1 or
Oh,
2
that's
from
right.
them. That was early March. So they have
Well,
Columbus
because-
State, or actually, wait, what am I saying? Didn't they just play Columbus State? I'm looking at the wrong. I'm looking at a different team. USCB. I'm all over the place right now. But yeah, for this
Fine.
baseball team.
Talk about it another night.
Yeah, no, but they had a couple of tough ones early in the year. They just need to find a way to. Flagler's the other team they play. Sorry. Yeah, Columbus State they just played. They got Lander, Claflin, Flagler. Flagler's that's a winnable series too. They're 7-8. I mean, you can take that
They're
one.
not out of the woods yet.
Yeah.
They could.
Well,
Yeah.
You gotta. I mean, Lander, you gotta take at least one. You'd love to take at least one. You really do need to. At this point,
need
Claflin
to.
had a sweep.
What were you
Flagler, that's
saying,
a winnable
Mo?
series. So if
well,
you
we're
win, let's
banging this
see,
guy up
win like
too.
get like
I
5 or
don't
6
know if we're banging
wins
it up.
Well,
out of this like 9-game stretch, then you get a
Yeah.
chance against Aiken. So just gotta take it one game at a
I don't
time.
know that we're banging anybody up as
well,
much as
I'll say this: you're a significantly better coach when you have significantly better
Yeah.
players.
100%.
And if
Yeah,
you
and they're
can
getting better,
recruit to
getting
that
better, yeah.
shithole they've got over there, you're doing something.
Yeah.
And it is high time
Yeah.
that somebody, if we're going to hold these guys accountable,
Yeah.
try to play with Francis Marion and North Greenville and all these other places, they can't have a wreck ball
Yeah.
field.
You can't send them into a gunfight with
Oh,
them.
You
God, I've
can't
had
do
to
it.
say that so many times. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. How old's that program now? 10, 12 years?
No,
I mean,
more than that.
Well over
Seven-
a decade.
17
Come on,
years?
guys.
16,
Let's get off
17?
And that has been the
supposed
conversation
to be
for
coming.
God only knows how long.
They're either going to do it or they're not.
They're supposedly
you wonder why you
breaking
can't-
ground on it soon. Like if
You know,
they have-
and I've been asking myself, why is it that we don't do we even have a player on this team that's local, like local talent on this team right now? I don't think we do.
We've had a
we
few.
did for a minute.
Because
Yeah,
Anderson
I don't
didn't play
think
there
we
anymore.
do
Yeah,
have a lot of it
Patterson.
this year. And one
Well,
of the
yeah, with
reasons
Patterson, we had an outfielder who's not there anymore.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
better
that
high
was
school
important.
stadiums
You want
than
to
you play at
cultivate
home.
those
Isn't
young-
Georgie still there?
Who?
I don't know.
Georgie
But
Aaron?
but it raises the question as to why can't they get local talent? Well, it starts with facilities, man.
Well,
That's what it
the on
starts with.
campus is I think the on campus.
Because you look at some of the high school fields we have around here.
Yeah.
Some of these high school
I
fields
do
are
think
better
it's
than
important to get on
USCB.
campus sooner rather than later.
It's a hard sell to go play at a worse facility than you played at in high school.
There's
That's-
only one facility in the Peach Belt right now that's probably worse than USCB, and that's Claflin.
Claflin, which is not really. in
And
the
that's an old cool ballpark, though.
It's cool.
Well, I think
But-
I think when you look at what can fuel it and you look at what, a basketball. You just look at what basketball can do, especially if that basketball program continues to have that success, which we see on the men's side. That's going to help every sport.
Well,
but they're planning on.
I think the postseason ban was the
transition period. But this
I think that was
is their last.
on
Like if
baseball
they are
is
approved this summer, this is their last. This is their last year they're eligible. Next year they'll be eligible for the postseason.
Yeah, but I would say this:
That's
those
them
facilities
technically.
are based barely to NAIA standards.
No,
I mean,
they
Well,
were,
as I said, they do need to. I mean, that's something.
but
they
even
need to-
then, like many of our competitors in NAIA had better facilities too.
yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
All I
it's
know
something that
is every fly ball
expect
that
it to happen.
covered in
I
light.
expect it-
I mean, it is.
The
You
lights are
can't
not.
play college baseball in a high school.
I mean, look, I love Richard Gray. I love being a part of that nostalgia, especially for you, Max, and yeah. But I do understand why people are saying that.
It's time.
Yeah, there is.
It
It
is
is logical that.
I don't want to go out there and try to hit Bennett under them lights.
Yeah.
No.
Well, my hope is because they're planning on building a convocation center on campus, which will be also the new arena for basketball. I'm
Right.
hoping with that they're also putting in
Look,
plans for.
we've already covered this ground before. The baseball softball is coming before the convocation center, and they are supposed to. If they haven't broken ground yet, it's happening this spring. Like is what we're told.
It has got to happen.
I hope because
So
they
that's
need
what
it
I'm saying.
sooner
Though,
rather than
it
later.
is in progress. I'm telling you, it is in progress. When baseball, softball comes first before Convocation Center. So they don't have to say they have to do this. They've already said they're doing that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway, the other news I have does not involve USCB. More so Clemson baseball because they had a game tonight in North Augusta against Georgia Southern, but then they go on a series out to Berkeley, California for a series, and this is part of the realignment.
This is the thing that everyone forgot about with the conference real. Like you just forget about those other sports, like with the baseball and the Olympic sports, where you're having to travel across the country.
You're 3 games set. You have to go out to California.
I'm sorry, I might be a traditionalist, but why are we doing this? There should be, honestly, to this point, I'm saying, I seriously think that we should have football conferences and something in conferences for everything.
I do too. And geography has to matter. And
geography has to matter.
Why is the Atlantic? I'm sorry, but why is the Atlantic Coast Conference has someone from the
also
West
numbers
Coast?
matter? I don't know how many you got now, Big Ten, but you can't keep calling yourself the Big Ten. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm not as much worried about an ACC school, but when New Mexico State is traveling to Liberty, you know, I mean, hey, let me tell you something. Hey, the Tigers aren't going to skimp going out to, to California. The Tigers are going to fly out there just fine. Now, New Mexico State, on the other hand, probably had a little different itinerary.
But still, Clemson shouldn't be going out for a conference game to California for the Atlantic Coast Conference. I still find that ridiculous. Regardless of how easy it is for them to travel, going out for a 3-game set for a conference series in California.
Remember, they're ostensibly going to classes right now.
Yeah, no.
Students.
No.
Student athletes.
Student athletes. That's a good one.
Oh, God.
And then
I do think Clemson is leaving tomorrow instead of Thursday.
Yeah, they are.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, they are.
I've got a funny thought that I want Mullis's thoughts on. So the SEC baseball has this weird rule that you can't start a new inning after 4:30 p.m.
Oh my God.
I saw this.
It goes into full travel ball daddy ball coach mode and falls out so that another inning won't start.
Oh my God. I mean,
what Bush League
what are we doing?
Dude, Kentucky milked the clock off with that one, man. That was so funny.
Start time on that game.
I don't know, but it's outrageous.
Still.
But I mean, no, what I'm trying to say is okay, if you're going to have a curfew, then you need an 11 o'clock start.
Yeah, start the games early.
You know, this should never, especially not in the SEC.
That was not intended for games that only.
First of all, if you're in SEC,
for extra innings.
Let me tell you, 9 times out of 10, these SEC teams, I don't understand it. They're chartering anyway.
Right.
You know, I mean, I just don't get that whole curfew rule. And
no, it's ridiculous.
You know, I mean, Texas A&M, I about bet you Kentucky chartered there. And you know, but that's a dumb rule.
It's just stupid.
Absolutely absurd rule.
It's just stupid.
Look at this guy. He's just standing there.
He's just standing there.
By the way, that's who we try. We rip their uniforms off now. So if you see the Sharks,
look
at this. Outrageous.
But still, I don't understand because there is no pitch clock.
Wait till they.
There is a pitch clock. They were taking it down.
So how do we waste so much time?
You got 20-second pitch clock. You can pick over, and then the catcher came out to talk. You get, I think it's 7 timeouts total in a game. I think you get 7 total.
Poor Texas A&M, man. They should not have had to deal with that. That's just the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I agree with Ned. I don't understand why there's a curfew for the SEC, man.
I love this. That it violates Earl Weaver's unwritten rule that you can't sit on a
What
lead
is-
and run
what
a
is
few
Sankey
plays into
doing?
the line and just kill the clock. You got to throw the ball over the damn plate and give the other man his chance. That's my
Why is there curfew
Well,
anyway? Why is there a curfew to begin with? What was
Well,
the
I
point
think
of
it's
that?
an Olympic sport deal because
student athletes.
They do not allow New England to start 4:30 when the series ends on a Sunday. Okay, so the only argument is that they want road teams to travel, so students will attend class. Well, students are still not going to attend class. I mean, is that really going to help students attend class for a
Right.
couple hours?
Yeah.
well, you wouldn't need a
If they play
curfew
one
if you
more
start
inning,
that
they
thing at
wouldn't have
noon.
class on Monday.
Curfew for baseball.
If you start that thing at noon on a Sunday, you wouldn't need a
You know what?
curfew.
Just
Right. Well, again,
play
the
more
rule- that's what
doubleheaders
the
on
rule is
Saturday.
designed
Then I mean,
for, right?
good.
The rule is designed for like, okay, if we go to the 13th inning, we're not gonna.
That's exactly.
Right.
We're not gonna.
Yeah,
keep
no,
playing.
I understand. Hey,
Not
when
for
I
the
was calling
7th.
baseball at Davidson, our conference, like we had like if you were traveling from like Dayton, Ohio, or St. Louis, you had flights at a specific time. So like there was a cutoff. Like there, like a team's flight was at a certain time in the afternoon, so they had to get the game in by like they couldn't move the game back,
Right.
or else they wouldn't be able to play on Sunday. So there was a strict cutoff, and that's
Drop dead
I
time.
understand that.
I get it.
I understand that because it
But
is. I
what
mean,
do they
that's
say about the SEC? It just means more.
Yeah.
Just means
Come
more,
on,
but
man.
I'm not going to complain. The SEC, obviously, with the success they're having in basketball this year. Now
saying
they only have
if Davidson needs a
they
cutoff,
only have one
sure.
team left in the
But
national championship.
God, I mean,
But
Yeah.
no, I'm just looking. Obviously, the SEC is one of the probably the premier conferences in the nation right now. So I'm not saying that they're, but there are some
it's
things that I
professional
am
sports
complaining about because
at that level.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
just strange. I mean, I understand why you make that curfew, but at the same time, like there are other things you can do to.
Y'all want to talk about coaching mattering? Noschnagel is killing it at Texas.
He is. He's doing a really good job
And
there.
Texas A&M is what they were 1-7, 1-8, something like that. And I mean, they were struggling.
I mean, that was a team that went to the World Series last year.
And they got talent.
There goes
They got
Max.
Lavalette.
That's gonna be our cue.
Lavalette.
My cat, cutoff cat, Stitchy boy, is saying it's time.
Yeah.
To
All right, boys, let's wrap it up. I'll see
Let's
y'all.
wrap it up.
Speaking of abrupt,
I told you we had to do it in
stop
60
point.
minutes tonight. Here we are, 82 minutes deep. So, thanks so much to
Blame
all
for
our
that, Justin. I take blame for that.
Yeah,
It drug on like our game.
fair enough. Are you gonna tell me? Oh yeah, I remember what I was calling you about. Now that's usually
No.
about the time in the phone.
No,
call.
but your text when you sent me that text today, I was watching Game Changer. I just happened to be by my phone, and it was perfect timing. It couldn't have been better.
It was. All right. Thanks so much to everyone who was a part of it tonight. Thank you, Mullis, for jumping in with us and talking ball and whatever else came up. Thanks to all of our sponsors who make it all possible, especially the OGs, Mickelson Law Firm, our all-star sponsors, presenting sponsor of the Loco Sports Lowdown. And thanks so much to you for showing up to listen or watch. That's going to do it for tonight. For Wes Kerr, Max Araj, and Coach Ned Mullis, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LocoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LocoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Loco!